Hello and welcome to Craft Time at the Clarksville-Montgomery County Public Library. I'm Gracie.
I'm Lisa.
And today, Lisa, we're making the same thing but kind of not making the same thing,
They're
right?
a little bit different.
All right, so what are you going to make?
I'm going to make a flower.
And I'm going to make one of those, what would you call that, the decorative balls that you can have at a party or put up in your room, whatever color you want to do.
All made out of tissue.
That's right. That's all you need is tissue paper.
And I just have scraps, so I'm going to be making it out of leftover scraps.
Yes, and I've got a full sheet of mine as well that I'm going to show you what to do after this. And then we do have pipe cleaner, and that's just to hold it together once we work with it.
And for mine, it's going to be my stem.
It's going to be your stem. For me, it's going to be the part that clinches it in the middle, and you'll see all that in just a moment. So what do you need to do first?
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make equal size squares.
Okay.
And that will take a few minutes.
Okay. And so for mine, if you open up your paper, what I am doing is I need to have two big pieces. So I'm going to cut this down the middle. And you need anywhere from 10 to 20 pieces, because the more paper that you have, the fluffier your decorative ball will be.
I'm starting with green on the outside, so it'll be almost like a leaf on the outside.
And you can do any colors that you want. For this one, I'm actually going to take out, well, I'm going to keep the colors that looks like what I have in here. I may take out the brown and the black just because I really like the purple that I'm working with. And then you're just going to place the two that you've cut. You'll just put them together, and they should be close to the same size. If they're not, it's okay, as long as they're pretty close. And I'm going to be taking out that black and the brown again. And you could keep them in if that's the colors that you choose. I just really like the purple and the blue together, and this pink color. There we go.
Mine's going to be mostly pink with green on the outside. And I'm making approximately the same size squares. We can always trim it later. It doesn't have to be exact.
And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I've got all my papers lined up, and what we're going to do is make it into a fan. So you'll just slowly start working it back and forth. And I do it about an inch. And you're just going to crease it, and you can fold it over, and then you're going to crease it back again, and it essentially looks like a fan. And how many pieces do you need, Miss Lisa, for yours?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm just keeping them going.
All right, because the more you put in there,
the fluffier it'll be.
Yeah, it'll be good.
And I just want a lot of different colors, just to give it a little bit more depth, dimension.
Absolutely.
But if you only have one color at home, it works that way too.
Especially for me, like I feel like these can be hung up in your room at home. And so if you have a color that you've got in your room, or you've got colors picked out that you like, then that's the tissue paper that I would buy. And then you can make a bunch of them. I've seen people put them above their bed. I've seen them decorate for parties with this. I've made some for baby showers. That was kind of it's a little bit cheaper than to buy the kit that you make. So right now I have all of mine all fanned out, as you will. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use a pipe cleaner. Now you can also use a rubber band, but you would have to make sure that you would get your rubber band all the way into this middle part. So that's why I like using a pipe cleaner. I don't have to use all of it, just enough that I know that I can wrap around.
Now I'm doing my folding, just like she did, back and forth. They're about an inch wide.
All right, and then I have got my pipe cleaner right in the middle, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it up really tight.
I'm doing the same thing.
Awesome.
Except mine's going to be a little stem here. And I'm going to twist it all the way down on mine.
And I'm just going to curl mine up. So that's how mine looks right now. And then what you're going to do is on one side, you're going to completely open it up the best that you can, because it is going to be a little bit harder once you get closer to where that pipe cleaner is. And then on this side, you're going to do the same thing. And then what you're going to notice is you've got a really fancy bow tie, if you will. Or a bow tie this way too, whichever you want to do. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to start pulling these back, and that's it. We're doing the same thing, just on a different scale. And this kind of makes it ruffle, or the ruching, is that the proper word to use there?
I think so.
Okay.
When you're doing the flower, you have to shape it a little bit as you go, because you don't want it to just lay flat. So I'm pulling it apart, and then I'm kind of pushing it together.
And when she's pushing hers together, I'm trying to make mine into a big circle. So the more tissue paper that you add, the better your circle or your ball is going to be. And you're going to grab each individual piece of paper, and that's how you just bring it forward, bring it down.
I'm pushing mine in now, because I'm making mine more of the flower.
Yes.
And you can fluff it whatever way you want.
Yes. And I did make this for my brother and his wife's a bridal shower a couple of years ago. So, like I said, this can be used for so many different occasions. Now I'm going to start on the other side that I haven't pulled apart yet.
Hers takes a little bit longer. It's bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger, yes. But it's so pretty when it gets done.
And you can even use squares smaller than this and make smaller flowers.
Yeah,
you can make several, put them in a vase.
You sure can. And even with these, you can do whatever. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. With this, it's pretty endless, the possibilities.
I've seen some where before you start folding, cut the edges, and it gives you a little dimension going around.
You sure can.
Make them look more like petals.
I've got a couple more to pull, and then mine will be ready.
I'm just fine-tuning mine.
And then you can add some fishing line to it if you want. And because you would just take it down in this middle part, and then it would just hang. And see how pretty that is?
That is so pretty.
And
you can make several and put them in your room.
Yes, that's like, you can do each color individually. You can do, like I said, you can do whatever you truly want to do with these. You can make them bigger, smaller. What do we always say? Just have fun. That's the main thing.
Have fun.
Look at her flower. It's a cool thing. Cool decorative ball. And just have fun. And I'm so glad you joined us, and we will see you next time.
Bye. Bye.